The gambler's fallacy is the single most expensive cognitive bias in sports betting. It is the belief that past random events affect future ones, that a team is due for a win after a losing streak, that your next bet is more likely to hit because you have lost several in a row. This belief feels real, feels logical, and costs bettors millions of dollars every year. In this video, I am going to explain why due does not exist and how this fallacy destroys betting bankrolls. The gambler's fallacy is the false belief that if something has happened more frequently than normal in the past, it is less likely to happen in the future. Red has come up 7 times in a row on a roulette wheel, so black is due. A team has lost 5 straight games, so they are due for a win. You have lost 4 consecutive bets, so your next one is more likely to hit. None of these statements are mathematically true. Independent events have no memory of what happened before them. Each event starts fresh with the same probability regardless of what preceded it. Why does the gambler's fallacy feel so convincing? 3 psychological reasons. First, pattern recognition. Human brains evolved to find patterns as a survival mechanism. Seeing 7 reds in a row triggers a deep instinct that balance must be restored, that the universe owes you a black. But probability does not care about your sense of fairness. Second, small sample thinking. We expect small samples to look like large ones. Over 10,000 coin flips, heads will be very close to 50%. But over 10 flips, getting 7 heads is completely normal and statistically unremarkable. Streaks are expected and common in small samples. Third, confirmation bias. When a streak does end, you remember it as proof that things corrected. When the streak continues and breaks your bet, you forget it immediately. You only remember the times when due seemed to work, which reinforces the false belief. 4 ways the gambler's fallacy destroys bettors. Chasing streaks by betting on a team that is due for a win after a losing streak. The team's probability of winning their next game is determined by matchup, talent, and conditions, not by how many games they have lost previously. Martingale sizing, which means doubling your bet size after each loss because a win must be coming. This leads to catastrophic losses when the losing streak extends further than your bankroll can handle. Fading hot teams by betting against a team on a winning streak because they cannot keep winning forever. In reality, momentum and form are real factors. Due is not. And overbetting after personal losses because you feel due for a win. Losing streaks of 5, 10, even 15 bets are mathematically guaranteed to happen at some point, even with a genuine 55% edge. Increasing your bet size during these inevitable streaks is how bankrolls get destroyed. Here is the mathematical truth. A coin that has landed heads 10 times in a row has exactly a 50% chance of landing heads on flip number 11. Not less, not more. Exactly 50%. The coin does not know what happened before. The roulette wheel does not remember its last spin. And a football team's probability of winning their next game is not affected by how many consecutive games they have lost. Each event is independent of every event that came before it. Full stop. Here is the bottom line. Due is a feeling, not a fact. The gambler's fallacy costs more money than any other cognitive bias in sports betting. It drives chasing behavior, martingale bet sizing, emotional decisions, and systematically drains bankrolls over time. Every bet should be evaluated entirely on its own merits. The matchup, the odds, the value. What happened in previous bets or previous games is mathematically irrelevant. Probability has no memory. Once you truly accept that, your betting improves immediately.